Today I was honored to sit down with longtime LoCo Think Tank member and CEO of Fort Collins Heating and Air, Glenn Frank, along with his key leadership team, Anthony Taylor and Jesse Frank. Anthony serves as President and COO, and Jesse as Quality Assurance Supervisor. We spent some time on the evolution of the business in recent years, the addition of plumbing and then electrical to Fort Collins Heating and Air, and the relatively recent launch of Origin Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, and their efforts to grow market share outside of the immediate Fort Collins area. We talked about technology and trends in the industry, roles and responsibilities now and in the future, and especially the significance of saying yes to being part of a multi-generational family business. HVAC and veterinary services and many other industries have been bought up like crazy in recent years by private equity, to the point where very few remain privately held today. It's clear, however, that Glenn and his boys are proud to continue the quality of service and care for team and community that family businesses are known for. We chased some squirrels, we had some laughs, and I learned a lot about business and family today. So please tune in and enjoy my conversation with Glenn and Jesse Frank and Anthony Taylor. Welcome to the LoCo Experience Podcast. On this show, you'll get to know business and community leaders from all around northern Colorado and beyond. Our guests share their stories, and through it all, you'll be inspired and entertained. These conversations are real and raw, and no topics are off limits. So pop in a breath mint and get ready to meet. Welcome back to the LoCo Experience Podcast. My guest today is the crew from Fort Collins Heating and Air and Origin Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electrical. I have Chairman and CEO Glenn Frank. I have President Anthony Taylor. And what was it? It is Q&A, or Quality Assurance Supervisor plus multi-tool fixer,
That's right.
Jesse Frank.
Yeah.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Glenn, let's start off with Origin as a new brand to market. Good job, Anthony, mixing it up, having the Fort Collins Heating and Air in the room also.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. What's the timeline? I know you caught everybody's attention with the new building branding over there at the fairgrounds.
Yeah. I can speak to that a little bit. Obviously Fort Collins Heating and Air Conditioning has been around a very long time. Our focus has always been Fort Collins and the immediate surrounding area. About 8 years ago, we added plumbing, and 2 years ago, we added electrical.
Okay.
So we've been trying to figure out how to introduce those names of the services that we do within our existing business.
Was the plumbing like asterisk for a while or something too, or how did you get that word out on that?
On our website, it just literally said "and plumbing," and so we didn't change the name or anything. As time went on, and we started to hit a point in Fort Collins where we felt like we had a lot of market share. We had talked, and it was really the idea of the boys to maybe have another brand.
Something that they can grow more.
Something that could reach out
kind
further.
Kind of lame if you inherit the business from Dad and you're like, we can't really do any better than Dad did because Dad got 47% market share, and how are we going to do more than that?
They'll probably do way more than I ever did, but we'll see.
But having a new place to grow into, new services, is pretty cool.
A way to introduce the other services and to be better branded to go into other markets.
Yeah,
but it's all rolls under the same company. It's a doing business as it's another brand. So I compare it to like Chevrolet, GMC.
Sure. So, no difference really. Running the same business, operations mostly.
Yep.
Don't have separate teams, separate paychecks, none of that kind of stuff.
No, it's all run through the same. It's supported by the same staff and everything. Okay. So it gets a little confusing sometimes.
But it probably will settle out, in a while, I would imagine.
Yeah, the idea is, someday the Origin brand could be likely bigger than...
even beyond what it's doing now.
Yeah, bigger than the Fort Collins Heating and Air brand, potentially.
Sure.
So that's what...
Dig it.
Yeah.
Talk to me, Anthony, about what the president does. You're the chairman and CEO. Does that mean not very much anymore? Well, you can answer that, Anthony.
Well, the hope is he continues to do less and less. Not just from us, that is his desire as well. We're not forcing him out, but continuing to take over more and more. So my title is President COO. So trying to oversee most of the daily operations.
Gotcha. I missed the COO part when we were talking earlier. Sorry.
Yeah. So
it's President Plus, kind of.
yeah. So that's really what I've been focused on, is just the overall operations. Glenn's still heavily involved in the sales and marketing side.
Okay.
With my hope is to continue to learn more about that side and ultimately take that over as well from him. But yeah, he's got a wealth of knowledge, so just trying to pull as much knowledge and information out of him as I can over the next year, and as he slowly starts taking more time off and enjoying a little bit more freedom, and let us take over running.
Yeah, I dig it. Oh, well, and Glenn, I have to compliment, you've been a member of LoCo for at least 4 years now, maybe 6.
Yeah, there was a little break in between, I think.
Yeah.
But yes.
But you always brought a great marketing mind to that. And as a relative old guy, I have to compliment the relative old guys that stay active and kind of leading edge in what it takes to build good brands and systems and attract customers.
Yeah.
Kudos to you on that, because it's not always, a lot of business owners try to outsource that to an employee and then are constantly frustrated when they don't really know what to do.
It's one of those things that's tough to keep up with, and I feel like I haven't kept up. It's hard to keep up lately with AI and all the different means of advertising, but that is probably one of the things that helped throttle us forward in the years past, is my laser focus in the marketing side of things, and always wanting to be on the leading edge of whatever was happening. You know,
So your role has become, Anthony, kind of managing a lot of the things that are happening, but not really influencing revenues too much or getting into that space as far as outreaches and whatever else.
Yeah, so Glenn, with the sales and marketing team, really is still focused on revenue coming into the business. And then right now with me overseeing the sales, or the installation and service teams, focusing on the execution of that revenue that's brought in.
Makes sense. Describe the quality assurance fixer role for me, Jesse.
Sure.
And how, before we go there, Anthony, how long have you been on the team at Fort Collins Heating and Air?
Yeah, so summers in high school, and then if you don't include that, then back since 2019. So coming up on 8 years, so early 2019.
Gotcha. And Jesse's back to you. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm a rabbit chaser a little bit.
I love it. So, I mean, quality assurance is, I'm pretty specifically, focused in on the installation department. I can be consulted from the service department, but I have a specific focus to lead my 4-man team of guys that are basically installers that have kind of risen the ranks, and we
So they're like your leads as far as install. Okay.
Yeah, and we have 2 supervisors as well, which is a separate thing as far as job management and supervision. But these guys are dedicated to customer
delivering
service,
the goods.
Customer service, ensuring that the equipment's performing, and then handling any concerns that may pop up. I mean, the installation side of our business on the HVAC side is like kind of our bread and butter. So that's like our largest.
That's
probably our largest department
that pays the rent.
Exactly.
The plumbing and electrical are growing to feed themselves.
Yeah.
But
so we got a lot of business runs through that, and it's a really, really important to us that we continue to provide a high level of service as we grow.
So you're kind of studying their systems of installations and stuff, and doing some trainings along, like, how can we do it better?
Help with technical training, help with technical support. A lot of guys call me for technical support, and then working with customers on the backside and stuff when there's any issues.
Are you kind of a computers nerd kind of guy?
No,
not that way.
No,
You're
I'm
more
pretty
in
good with the equipment.
In the hard
though.
tech.
Yeah,
exactly.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, mechanical equipment, electrical, that sort of thing. So I'm starting to
furnace whisperer.
Yeah, starting to learn from these 2 about how to work on the business instead of in the business.
Sure.
But I mean, honestly, most of my career's been working in the business and just honing the craft of the trade. So
yeah. Tell me about how long summers also since teenager, or what was your path to?
Yeah, honestly, really right out of school. I did a brief stint in like an automotive trade school, and then just decided it was not as good as what I had grown up with as far as a career path, and then just decided. I mean, I knew I wanted to work with my hands of some sort, but so I spent 5+ years in the field installing equipment.
Cool.
So, yeah.
I want to come back to you, Glenn. Chairman suggests that there's a board. Is
There is now.
Is this the board right
Yep.
here?
Yeah.
There's a board, impromptu board meeting here.
Yep. Yeah.
I dig it.
Yep. Used to make all the decisions myself, but as of this year, Jesse and Anthony are owners.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we're getting used to making decisions together, and it hasn't been hard so far. It's really it's been pretty smooth. So.
A bit of a formalizing of what was already in process, kind of.
Yeah. And we've been working together anyway for a long. It's not a new thing. So,
Right.
But it is a little different, to just like, okay, we wanted, even when we're gifting money or, because we do a bit of philanthropy in the community, and I was like, I used to just make those decisions off the cuff myself, but like, hey,
And Anthony's like, I don't even like that nonprofit. Yeah, why are you doing that with partly my money?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, there was some over the years. There has been some back and forth. Would probably be political. Would be the only thing we were ever really, disagree on. I'd say so.
Yeah, there's we.
Other than that's pretty.
On the business front, we're all
alignment.
pretty aligned,
Yeah.
which is great. Makes it easy.
Fair enough.
Thanksgiving dinners are interesting.
Well, I know you've been tempted at times, Glenn, and this will be a small squirrel chase, but you're a relatively conservative guy and kind of have thoughts of public service at some point or whatever. And it's kind of scary as a business leader to even be visible in that space sometimes, because you're like, a lot of my customers might cancel me if I'm wear a MAGA hat or whatever. Right?
Yeah. I don't. It's interesting, and I thought about running for different things in the past, but it's really not my calling. I've realized it's not. So, I do support local candidates sometimes and stuff, and that's where we sometimes get some negative press a little bit.
Yep.
But for anybody that's listening that cares, we're a pretty diverse.
You're a non-political guy. In general.
Yeah.
But know people. You've known people for 30 years. So if somebody is trying to make a difference and you believe in them, when you were the one decider, I do what I want.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I do believe in everything we do is impacted by policy and legislation, and
for sure.
And so it's an important thing that we should all care about. But we, in the end, I think most of us have the same end desire. We just have different ways of thinking of how to get there sometimes.
Fair enough.
But
I think that's true.
Yeah, we try not to bring politics into the workplace at all, really. So
let's talk a little bit about business structure. We hinted toward it a bit with the kind of you've got kind of the revenue side. There's sales people that I imagine are going out, both kind of following up on leads and stuff like that the marketing department brings them. But then, do you door knock? Do you send out mailers? How do you find those customers? And then what's the customer experience look like when they first meet you? And whoever wants, I guess, whoever's best to answer.
I guess speak to the marketing side of things, since that's kind of my wheelhouse.
So, right.
But we do all kinds of marketing from grassroots.
A lot of wrap trucks.
Wrap trucks. I think we have 75 trucks. Anthony just told me the other day. I didn't know we had that many.
That's a lot of depreciation every month.
That's a lot of trucks driven around. We become a fleet business, really. I mean, right.
Just maintaining that many trucks is a real big boy job. Plus,
that's a whole
probably
business within itself. But we do yard signs, email. Obviously, you're forced to do Google and the digital ads. But really, what we focus on the most, and we run a really small, compared to other companies in our market, in our industry, our marketing budget is very small. Believe it or not. Under 5% usually, sometimes as low as 3% of our revenue is in marketing. Where the biggest part we spend money on in marketing really is just what Jesse ensures is that quality assurance piece,
customer
and just
surveys and follow-ups and how we do
the right
kind of
thing.
stuff.
And sometimes we have to make difficult decisions with taking care of the customer. And there's situations where we'll have, we have to do something to make it right, and it costs money,
Right,
or
real
we
money.
do something for free.
Yep.
And I've always just looked at that as almost a piece of marketing as well.
Yeah, that's
it's like
fair.
just knowing how much it costs to get a new customer and the price associated with making them happy if you need to, And
Well, and occasionally those problem customers become some of your raving fans.
absolutely.
Send you 2 customers a year.
Yeah, and Anthony would probably speak to that more because he does handle. He's involved. Him and his team are involved with dealing with what we call those customer care calls, or
Okay.
because you can't do the volume that we do without having something come up.
Sure, I'm sure. So we got a lead, and the salesperson goes out, does an estimate. I need to replace my furnace. Let's use that as an example. And I want actually a air conditioning system now. This probably could be a true story. I've got a window air conditioner now, but Jill and I have lived in a bungalow in Old Town without air conditioning for 16 years of our marriage prior to this year. This year made that impossible. But in reality, I probably could replace my furnace and put a new full cooling system in. And Jill, if you're listening, not next year either. We'll be fine. But that's the lead I responded to. I saw a Facebook ad, and I'm like, okay, let's get an estimate. So what happens from there, Anthony?
Yeah, so the way we kind of see 2 main ways that people come into our business is the way that you just explained, like maybe they're proactively wanting to replace or their system is down, but they know it's old. So they're just going to call and go direct to, let's get what we call a comfort consultant out. Let's get a comfort consultant out, which is a salesperson that helps design a system that's right for them. That I would say, well, we do get a good amount of those type of leads coming in, but I'd say the maybe the more common way that a customer comes in first is they want to have a service tech come out when it breaks.
Oh, sure.
So usually
They hope it'll just
it's a
work
cheap
another year.
repair.
$250 and it just
Yeah.
works, not $5,000 and I
Right.
can have a new one.
Yep. And so sometimes it'll be on a 15, 20-year-old system that we'll get called out on. And one of our values is we will always present
Oh, right.
a repair option. And then if it has passed that 15-year replacement lifespan, we just always recommend for them to get a replacement option as well. And we just, let them make what the best decision is for them.
Yeah.
And that a lot of times will lead to maybe just replacing, but also a lot of times it just might be a repair. But our goal
Right.
is always to make that a customer for life. So if it's
Well, and set up the repair such that when old Betsy gives out, next time
Yeah.
we're probably replacing and maybe adding the air conditioner.
and we'll always gladly do the repair if that's a better option for the customer at the point.
Yeah, interesting.
And maybe it'll get them another 5 to 10 years depending on the system. But then it's just on us for the next 5 to 10 years. Maybe we can get them on membership plan and just do routine maintenance on the system, which we always recommend. It can help extend the life of the system, and it is just recommended per the
Sure.
manufacturer. So
It's
service
starting
is
to explain
really
a lot. Like to me,
Yeah.
the complexity of the organization, because now you've got a whole bunch of training for all these different people that are explaining these different options and things.
Yeah.
And I'm imagining a lot of explaining the last few years about, hey, while we were giving you an estimate to change out your furnace to add air conditioning, we noticed that your electrical panel is actually far too small to support that.
Yeah.
Here's what we recommend on the electrical side too, or here's, getting those different departments to understand the comprehensive solution.
It can be a natural conversation starter without being too pushy and
Right.
but just letting them know, hey, we do have a full service plumbing or electrical department, which can reduce marketing costs if we have guys and gals that are good at having that conversation.
Oh yeah, and electrical's kind of different in some ways. Like air conditioning, you can put up a sign that says, "Is your wife complaining about how hot it is in the house?" or things like that, where you're kind of addressing it. Electrical is more like, I want to add a hot tub, and I'm going to have to call an electrician or whatever. It's less about the pain of my heater doesn't work and stuff like that. Plumbing, there's obvious pain there. Electrical, unless there's like a circuit board smoking, it isn't that much of it's a little different thing, I assume anyway. Is that true, Mr. Marketing Guru?
Yeah, it's interesting. If you want to know the truth, how we got into electrical was, putting in new AC units requires an electrician a lot, and so we got to a point where we could easily keep an electrician busy, and so it just made sense. And then
because that one electrician wants to go on vacation once in a while, so we might as well have two electricians.
we were keeping several subcontractors busy. So, and then there's a big demand for EV chargers and backup power, and and quite honestly, even how we got into plumbing, a lot of our customers were just asking, "Hey, do you do this? Can you do this for me?" And so, when we didn't have a department for those other services, we had to turn them away or recommend them to someone else.
Yeah,
so,
and then you're crossing your fingers that the recommendation is still good.
Yeah. So when the time was right, we just added
down.
it because our customers were really asking for all of those things.
Yeah.
And so it was just a natural addition.
Dig it. Jesse, I want to shift into your role a little bit. These guys credited you with kind of a fixer mentality, but make it better kind of mentality as well. Talk to me about, like, what does that look like on a day-to-day or week-to-week scenario for you? How much of your time is, like, with the team, specifically jumping into challenges, thinking?
Sure. I noticed sort of the progression was we were going, do you want to just continue the customer journey? Is that
If you want, maybe. Yeah, let's do
be a
it.
good, okay.
Yeah, I
So,
like it.
So yeah, if you
So I got the estimate or whatever, right?
Yeah. So you design the estimate, you work with our sales professional, and you like what we had to offer. You liked, what he was telling you about our company and our family-owned business and all the values that we have, and then we turn it over to the install department. Comes in our
And they've got all the specs. It's this unit, and here's the timeline. And is there a custom software for your industry that does a lot of that stuff? Or
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty industry-specific software.
Fair.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry to.
No,
deviate.
it's fine. We use the Service Titan, it's called, and it houses all the customer data and all the stuff that's important to do our jobs. But we have a team of the install manager as well as two supervisors. They all take part in reviewing the jobs. Our salesmen have a pretty specific process to turn things in so that things happen quickly and we're not back and forth asking questions.
Yep.
But then we have technical people look at it, right, because we want to know, is this job, does everything look right, and is this the best setup for success that it can be?
Cool.
So, and then we reach out to the customer.
And does your software like automatically order the parts and the pieces and stuff? No, somebody needs to. Service Titan. If you're
Lindsay
listening,
and
you can
our
add
team,
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
those are real people. And then the game day comes around. Our installers, we have pretty good inventory management, and we stage equipment for them. We set them up with all of the parts that they need for the job in the mornings, so that they can go out and be as effective as possible and
Gotcha.
get the job done in a timely manner. Like I said, we've got a couple supervisors that are there to support those installers, and then they go out and do their job 1-2 days typically for most jobs. And then the quality assurance aspect is
I call you back. It doesn't work like it's supposed to.
not even. We actually
Proactive.
Proactive
That's
quality
a great,
assurance.
yeah.
Okay.
So any full system job's going to get a separate visit from our quality assurance technician. We try to combine
cool.
that, and
Like the team leaves. I enjoyed my house for a couple hours, and then somebody shows up. They're like, "Hey, I just want to make sure everything's working like it's supposed to."
yeah, it usually can happen several days, or in the busy season, unfortunately a little bit, maybe a week.
But there's
or
somebody
so.
actually there making sure it, because the customer might not always know if it's really working like it's supposed to be working.
It gives time to see if there's any bugs with the system. If the customer has any questions on how to operate the system, it's a good opportunity to capture those.
All the retired folk will meet you at the door with the list, that they came up with, and
Yeah.
how do I do this to the thermostat?
If I go on vacation, what do I do then?
I'd just like to comment on this. This is a unique service that we offer. I don't know that a lot of other companies do this, and it's all stem from as we grew the business. As I grew the business from say, a few people, it was important to me to go out and look at every job that we'd installed to ensure that it was getting done the way that I wanted it
So
done.
you
And
had
so-
Jesse's job for quite a while.
Oh yeah, I'd go out and look at every job, and then we grew to the point where I couldn't do it anymore. So then I had another person do that I trusted, and he's not with us anymore. He's got his own business now, but
Which is good. That's a testimony to his skill set, right?
I've lost count of how many people have started their own business that used to work for
We
us.
got one
but
leaving
it's
next
all good.
week.
Yeah.
To start his own.
To start his own.
Yeah, I think it's really cool too, by the way. But anyway, it's a very highly trusted part of our business, and it's expensive.
I'm sure.
And we do it and still stay competitive. And it's not just we go out and look and the unit's level, and we out there with
Right.
a clipboard and check off a few things and make it like it's not a dog and pony show. This is
Right.
They're spending 4 hours
Oh, dang.
typically on a system, bringing in as many tools as it took to do the job, almost with test equipment and
Yeah, making sure there's no
meters
leak
and
detectors or things like
we're
that,
checking-
whatever, air pressure flow sensors.
fully commissioning the system, making sure that they got what we promised, that what we sold them,
Yeah.
that it's running at the efficiency that we sold it at, not just what's stamped on the box.
Sure.
And so we can verify all of those things and then make
Expensive
sure that
up front, probably heads off a lot of problems.
it does. It heads
later.
off a lot of problems and callbacks. It doesn't eliminate them all, but it does, and it ensures that our quality stays.
Yeah.
So
So our person comes out, he walks me through, answers my questions about the vacation and stuff.
Yeah. So, and also a big part of what's going on right now with electrification and the push with that is navigating the rebate process, right?
Oh,
That's
right.
a big key role that our quality assurance technicians and our coordinator help with is helping our customers
Cool.
navigate through that. We submit most of that for them, although there's some involvement, sign here, that sort of
Sure.
thing. Just walking them through, showing them what that looks like. And to Glenn's point, our QA techs use a lot of very expensive, precise measurement tools to ensure that system is operating as intended. So
Well, and from my understanding, with the super tight houses that we have to build now, it changes the game in terms of how the air machines and stuff work and flow, and or maybe it's the same but different.
I mean, you might be talking about air quality, right? That's a big piece of what we do as well. Same with water filtration, right? But yeah, air quality is important. Having a really good filter helps with that. There's also things you can put in your home to help with that, like introducing fresh air in a really balanced way with an ERV, or adding air purification with ionizers or UV lights.
And you
things
do
like
guys
that.
do those kind of add-ons and stuff as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Space systems. What's up with what about heat pumps? Who's the expert on heat pumps? you
this
do a
guy.
lot of
Yeah.
that stuff too.
Oh, heat pumps are amazing. So I'll try to use as best language as I can for this, but so energy, I would like to just define the terms like energy input versus output, right?
Yeah.
We take electricity and then we convert it to heat, or we take gas and then we burn it and convert it
Sure.
to heat.
When I
right?
turn on the air conditioner in my car, it burns more gas. So
Yeah.
I know that the air conditioner takes a lot of
Electricity,
energy.
yeah.
Electricity.
Yep. So a furnace you would put in 1 unit of gas, and you would get, say, on the highest, most efficient, 97% of that 1 unit of gas turned into heat.
Okay.
Same with electric resistive heat, like your baseboard or your.
Yeah. 30% or something there, right? Or
It's
50.
1-to-1 actually.
Oh, is it
so
really?
you get 100% of the electricity. Energy
It's just expensive
converted.
compared to gas, comparatively.
That's another
The
point I
conversion
want
is
to touch
efficient,
on.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Not every cube of energy is created equal as far as cost. So,
Sure.
But the heat pump, what's super special about the heat pump is you could take 1 unit of energy electrically and getting close nowadays up to almost 4 units of heat energy out of that same 1
Right.
unit of electric energy that you would get.
4x.
Because you're empowering basically the stealing of the heat from the soil almost, right?
We're-
Or
we're-
something?
we're-
Are they outside air?
So we're using evaporation and condensation of the refrigerant. We're using boiling. We're boiling a refrigerant to extract heat energy from outside, and then we're going to transfer that through a refrigerant, which is like a coolant. It's transferring the heat energy through piping, and then we're going to release it inside. So that the boiling when
And it works the same whether you're heating or because it can both heat and cool, right?
Yeah, when you boil and condense a liquid, it absorbs and releases way more. It's more effective at transferring that heat energy. So
Right.
that's the technology.
When the phase
we're
change
using.
is the really
Yeah,
most important
yeah,
thing.
you might have learned that in school.
Like
in
getting
science, yeah.
water down to ice temperature doesn't take that much, but pushing it through the ice stage actually takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, exactly. Same concept. So, and then when we blow air across that coil and we put that heat energy into the air, it's just you use a lot less electricity to do that. So
Cool.
it's really awesome. However, what we're finding out with this push for electrification is we're finding out that most customers, especially as groceries are getting more expensive and all that, cost is still a really big concern. So we're finding that there's a balance. It's a balancing act, right? We want to have this heat pump, but then as the temperature outside goes down, we want to switch over to that gas because gas is just so dirt cheap.
Oh,
around here.
I see.
Even though it's more efficient at converting electrical energy into heat,
Right.
because the gas is so cheap.
Comparably. But over a baseboard heater,
Oh,
for sure, it's way more efficient.
Customers
but
will
obviously
save
the cost to
hundreds.
put it in, like
Yeah.
baseboard heaters, it's like put a strip on the wall and you got heat.
If you have electric heat and you're going to be at your house for 5+ years, you need a mini split in your house. 100%.
Dig
Yeah,
it.
you need a heat pump mini split. Yeah.
Let's before we jump in the time machine, let's talk about like the future of Origin, Fort Collins Plumbing and Heating, but also like, are you 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? How long are you going to be the chair? How long the CEO? Glenn, do you have an imagination of that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's. I would like to be, and I'm already moving pretty quickly through this, but the boys and the managers are doing an amazing job of running the company. I'm not
goof around quite a bit already.
Yeah, I'm not required to be there every day.
Okay.
I still am most days.
Sure.
And
I assume you're still the majority owner because it would cost way too much to sell too much fast and whatever, I reckon.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to retiring more, but I also like to work. So
Yeah.
as long as they'll put up with me,
Yeah.
I'll probably hang around.
I
But
guess as long as you keep pulling in the revenues, right? Until Anthony learns more.
yeah, no, well, I'm enjoying this. It takes time to learn things, right? And so they're picking up things every day,
sure.
every year. They're all taking over more and more, and allowing me to do less.
dig it.
And yeah, so
I
it won't be long.
after 5 years in banking, I was like, God dang, I'm pretty smart at this banking thing. And then after 10 years, I was like, I didn't know that much after 5 years like I thought I did. I've learned so much since then.
Yeah.
And it is. It's a process, which is,
Oh, yeah.
I think why sometimes businesses that sell the operator struggles because, yes, there's a lot of processes and systems, but that new owner who's tasked with making a lot of decisions doesn't know anything. Hardly. They know
Yeah.
some things. Maybe it's a 6 month transition or something. but-
And that's what's different with us. It's like it's such a smooth, seamless transition. that,
Right.
Consumer
you can
and
just
even
start taking
employees
more and more
are-
vacations and nobody's going to know.
Nobody's going to know. And, right now we're in a kind of a sweet spot because for me, I feel like I bring some wisdom,
You're the
of
Yoda.
there's some principles that I could bring to the table and experiences that I've already messed up on and can keep them from making. But there's a whole bunch of things that they know and that they're doing that I don't.
Right. I have no interest in learning either.
Oh
really.
yeah, it's just they're doing things on a scale beyond anything I've ever done.
So we talked a little bit about the future of heating, I think, with some of the heat pumps and stuff. Is there other new tech on the radar that will change? Is there going to be, will Origin 5 years from now have one more letter on the end of it or anything like that you're going to have to add? Or
I don't. Maybe Anthony's the big visionary.
solar?
so-
Maybe a little solar?
I think
Seems like an easy add on there. But
electrical and plumbing are just so complementary to HVAC. There are companies in our space, around the country that, will dabble in other verticals, but I think I feel really good about this is the big three in our trade that Let's master these. I think we're pretty far from mastery on even the HVAC side. I would say we're far from mastery. There's still things we can do better.
Always.
And learn and grow. And certainly then on the plumbing and electrical side, we've got a lot of opportunity. So I think beyond those 3 trades, I think we just start to grow our footprint a little bit, which we're already starting to do, which was a big piece of Origin and something. And
how's that going? Like, have you been sending more trucks into Weld County, or are you traveling down to Longmont, up to Cheyenne? Like, what's your service area changed from and to what over this season?
When you look at our Service Titan, the software we use gives us a kind of a cool map of by zip code, how much revenue we're doing by zip code, and still by and large the 5 main zip codes in Fort Collins are a huge
They're still the lead 5
piece of our revenue. But we are starting to see a little bit bigger presence now in Windsor and Timnath and Greeley, Loveland, all those places. And really one of our values right now that we have for our technicians and installers, why a lot of them come to us, is because we don't drive all the way up and down the Front Range. We will work in Longmont here and there, but for the most part, we're kind of Loveland, Berthoud, and north. And we will go up into Estes because that's a little bit of an underserved market.
Sure.
They don't have much up there in terms of
and they got a bunch of old houses that need their heaters replaced.
So Estes is about as far away from our office as we'll go, but just because mostly they need a contractor up there. But yeah, we feel that we've got a really big runway just inside our 30-mile radius. We don't need to go to Denver, really even make a strong presence in Longmont for the time being. We've got so much room to grow here still.
Well, and you guys do you do any like home builders installs and things like that, or that's just not really part of your business consumer marketplace?
Yeah, we used to have a big footprint on new construction, working with national builders and such, but it's just such a different business model than the residential service and replacement business. Yeah. And that's really where we found our niche.
Yeah.
And so for the last, 3, 4, 5 years, maybe we've really started to taper down to the point where now we do 0 new construction, and it's been a lot better, honestly, for our business.
Cool. I was just thinking to myself that before you kind of started expanding into the, say, Greeley, Windsor service areas more, I bet you had employees coming from there. Right? They're coming to you to work there. And now, in some cases, they can probably just have their truck, take it home, and work on the project in Greeley that you sold or whatever, too. I don't know if it saves you money, like geographically, or driving around, or how do you do that with trucks? Or do people come to you and then get their truck and then roll out, or how do you guys manage that?
Yeah, all of our technicians and installers, one benefit of working here is you get to drive your vehicle to and from work.
Gotcha.
Now, we do, to your point, we do try, at least on the service side, to schedule them strategically, especially so their last call of the day can be closest to their home as possible.
Love it.
That's always a consideration because, one, it's just more efficient for us, and they appreciate it. So the guys or gals that live in Greeley, we're trying to have them end, east of I-25 at least, get them over there to end the day if at all possible. And that's been really helpful.
Cool.
Yeah.
What else? What do you see coming in the future, Jesse, as far as other tech that's changing? Is there anything significant? It seems like you're a little more on the nerdier side of that future-looking stuff. Is that true?
Yeah, more EV chargers. I think EVs
chargers will be big.
Take off. Yeah, I think that
it kind of slowed after the subsidies ended. Then EV sales, everybody's like, I don't know. You think that'll turn back around the other way? They're pretty awesome cars.
I think so.
And you don't have to maintain them hardly.
Yeah, I think
you just plug them in.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of corporate interest back in gasoline and oil, but I think that that it'll definitely over time it'll come around for sure. And on the consumer side, like personal cars, and then heat pumps will continue to be. I think solar and battery and energy storage is going to be a critical piece for the electrification, right? I mean, solar you can only get that in the day. So
well, and even like the battery storage, distributed battery storage is probably almost an essential to increase solar usage.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Because otherwise it will just have too unbalanced of a system, and you're always like running the coal machine when
Right. Large scale
want to.
storage is rolling out. I mean, on the consumer side, it's panel upgrades to handle increased electrical load. It's heat pumps to heat with electricity instead of gas, or just more than gas than you normally would. And then it's, solar panels, which could also be on the distribution side, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Solar farms is probably more. You're going to get more energy from that than like rooftop solar. But I think solar it just keeps getting
But for the
cheaper.
consumer, the benefit of rooftop solar is I can get rid of my bill.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care if the Excel has a abundant solar to sell me at a cheaper price. I just want to get rid of my bill
Totally.
more.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Or you can invest in. I think some electric providers have a partnership thing where you can like invest in their solar
they'll help
farm
you.
and then
Right.
whatever. But
I
no,
trust
that's
them.
good. But on the consumer side, I think the EV and the panel upgrades will definitely be a good boon to the electrical department for
Fair
sure
enough.
for the electrification.
My actually my very first invention in my head that I haven't brought to market yet, but maybe you can fix it if we can, was a battery storage system. Imagine like a top, the old tops where you'd spin it and it would spin for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now imagine one of those that's like a mile wide and super duper heavy and floating on a like a semiconductor like magnet thing, so it's levitating.
Yeah.
And now there's a lightning rod that somehow when lightning strikes it transfers power to the big spinning flywheel, and it just makes it go faster and faster every time lightning strikes it. And then all you got to do is just bleed power off of that whenever, because there's kind of I mean, it's super dangerous. Like if it comes off of the holders, there's going to be some carnage.
Yeah. Just inertia. So much inertia.
Yeah, it's an
that
inertia
just- you
battery
can store it.
basically. But sitting on plane like that and on a little levitating platform.
If you want to nerd out on that stuff, you can go on YouTube. They make the same sort of thing, but with really, really heavy weights that they pulley up with power, and then in the peak, when they need the peak power, then they let them fall.
That makes sense.
And it drives a generator.
Yeah, or
so those-
pumping water up a hill during the
and
day, right, and let it run down later.
Exactly.
Except
There's
for
all
the
kinds
efficiency transfer isn't very good. I feel like the gigantic lightning powered top is
It's got to be it.
it's got to be the solution. It's either that or windmills.
Yeah.
I'm going to call a break,
Sounds good.
but we'll be right back.
This episode is sponsored by LoCo Think Tank. LoCo Think Tank provides peer collaboration for business owners. We build smart, safe places to help business leaders navigate every stage of the business journey, and we love what we do and who we do it with. Our model features give-back-minded business veterans in the role of LoCo facilitators, and we're always looking for abundance-minded individuals to add to our membership, facilitator team, LoCo community, or to feature on this podcast. Listeners of this podcast who go on to become members of LoCo Think Tank get their 6th month of membership for free. Just mention the LoCo Experience podcast on your application. To learn more, visit our website at locothinktank.com. That's LOCO thinktank.com.
And we're back. Thanks. That was a good break. I'm excited for the rest of our conversation here. When we were breaking, we were starting to talk some about the future, but also what has stayed the same, and how do you have one culture, one community among how many? You said 75 trucks, 100 employees or something then?
About 115.
115.
now,
How do you communicate? How do you transfer? You're talking quality assurance, right? That's kind of the cultural core.
It is part of it, for sure. Another part is just the way we treat our employees. I mean, I think, I really do resonate with the original motto of the Fort Collins Heating and Air, the big enough to serve, small enough to care. I think that also carries over into the way we treat our employees, right?
Even with 115 employees.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the board. Somebody on the board closely, probably.
Yeah, and obviously with that many people, there's going to be some groups that have almost like microcultures, right? The service department and stuff. But if all of those groups are receiving the same vision and message from the VP level and the management level down, it's still carries that same feel.
Yeah, unifying.
And we have, it's kind of as in a little side story. I mean, we have a lot of technicians who came from a really hard driving commission base, you work till the job's done, and that could be till 10, 11 p.m. that left jobs to other companies from that model to come work for us for less money.
Right.
But we set them up for success before the job comes around.
Right.
We give them the tools that they need. We give them the support they need to get the job done. And we don't make them work till, 12 p.m. So we've have like many installers that have had jobs, but it's not all about money,
Yeah.
So I think that just shows.
So if you want to make less money, come to Fort Collins.
Yeah, you want to make less money, but have a great.
But
culture.
actually stay married and have your kids know your name.
Exactly.
Probably not so much less money per hour, but just pushing them so hard to get.
Well, it's commission based, right?
Yeah,
it's
commission based.
Yeah,
it's a different pay structure. So of course you're going to make more money if you're going to work till,
14-hour days.
14-hour days.
People can't do that for very long, really.
You burn them out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the point. Yeah.
I want to jump into purpose-driven questions with sponsored by Purpose-Driven Wealth. Thank you to Purpose-Driven Wealth of Thrivent for sponsoring our Purpose-Driven Questions segment. At Purpose-Driven Wealth, they believe financial clarity leads to a life of contentment and purpose. Their mission is to help guide clients using a values-driven, stewardship-based approach focused on provision, contentment, and enjoyment. With more than a century of experience, Thrivent helps individuals and families navigate life and business transitions and prepare for the future while creating space to live generously and give back in meaningful ways. To learn more about Purpose-Driven Wealth, please call 970-330-7411 for a complimentary initial consultation. And now, on to the questions. What I think I'd like to do is give one question for each of you guys at a different place and juncture. And it really is about legacy to start. Like, to you were talking about, more and more time off, more trips, more leisure, but also remaining involved because you love business. Yeah. What does that look like to you, maybe even like looking down the road from 10 years from now?
Yeah, I have a passion for entrepreneurism, capitalism, just to help other people if they have a dream of starting a business, whether it's in this industry or the trades or something. I see myself
future LoCo facilitator,
potentially.
Okay, we'll
possibly. But yeah, I like helping young folks get into business and
cool.
chase their dream. So
dig it. Something you want to spend more time on.
Yeah, and
was that really comforting for you in this space too? How honoring was it that your boys wanted to be a part of it?
I can't even tell you how honoring. I mean, yeah, it's the dream come
Your
true.
favorite thing?
Yeah, it's my favorite thing. Yeah, I'm really proud that they're taking the next to continue the legacy, because it did cross my mind earlier on, and like, what do I do at some point? And that's where you see
there's a private equity company out there that would give you
I've turned down
money to go away, and you could just live in Florida or Hawaii if you want to. You don't even have to live in Florida.
Every day there's an offer.
Really?
I tell you, yeah. I mean, well, not a written
not
offer,
literally, but yeah,
they're contacting me every day. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your industry, we could maybe talk about that, the future of business a little bit, and family business briefly. And but like, let's talk about that. Like, what does the legacy of being a multi-generational family business mean to both of you, and continuing a legacy, if you will? Is that something you carry heavily, or is that a light carry?
No, I mean,
Jesse's like, I just didn't want to be an auto tech, man. It was I'm playing.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little bit of a wait, just to continue on the legacy and
115
honor,
paychecks every month, right?
Yeah, well, and honor the everything Glenn set us
Culture,
up for, and
all that.
the generations even before him that were in this trade supporting Northern Colorado. So there is a big piece of that. But yeah, like you said, there's 115 families that rely on the business, and so there's some weight to what we're doing and where we're going. So.
Jesse, any thoughts in that same kind of space?
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge there's big shoes to fill, right? I guess, and this company impacts a lot of people, not just the customers, but the employees, and I genuinely think there's no other place to get a quality install or quality service that matches our company.
You legitimately think you're doing as good as you can and better than
Quality-wise?
most, yeah.
100%, especially with the private equity buyouts.
Right. Yeah. Well, and that's like
'cause the quality
those
goes
companies,
down.
they suck to work for, they suck to be customers of soon. Are you getting market share because of people fleeing that when they discover it?
Yeah, to some degree.
And how much has happened here in town already? Do you know? Do you share?
I think we're the only company of any size that's left that's not
For real?
private equity owned. I think, and I'll just say, not all private equity is bad.
Well, for sure.
And I certainly would have probably entertained it if I didn't have my kids.
Sure.
Because you need to have an exit
And some are
strategy
certainly better than
someday.
others, right? Like,
Absolutely.
Some do amazing things.
Yeah, and so lumping them all together would be unfair.
But
But
the incentives are different, right? I mean, for a private equity company,
For sure.
oh, yeah. We can outperform them, all of them. I can tell you that
In the long run.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. But we do have an advantage over that. And
I had Jamie and Dr. Bobby from Aspen Grove Vet on after they exited soon after, and the vet industry has been
that's
almost
another-
completely taken over.
Yeah.
Wow.
And prices have gone up for being a consumer by like almost double.
Yeah.
It's happening in our space for sure.
Right. And they try to sell you everything that you don't need every time they have a contact with you.
Well, I was on another podcast and I talked about it's the difference between long-term vision and short-term vision, and for us it's long-term. We have a long-term vision.
If Jesse's kid wants to work at Fort Collins Heating and Air someday, you want to have a good
Yeah.
job and a sound
and we'll
integrity
sometimes
company.
sacrifice profit in the short term because of long-term gain and what's right long-term, whereas private equity is majoritively focused on the short
Yeah.
term. They've got to bring a positive bottom line every month.
Well, and not only that, they have to actually increase the value of a company fairly quickly
they're
to
gonna flip
satisfy
it.
their investors.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to sell it to somebody else
Right.
after some X margin of
It's just a
return, and that
different
comes
model.
with cost cutting or revenue maximization, selling everything but the kitchen sink to all your existing customers or whatever,
Exactly.
and then move along.
Yeah.
And hopefully there'll be a phase some years down the road, because I think the last 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, even maybe 7 years have been probably the biggest season of my career where private equity has been involved in the normal business marketplace, the 30, 50, 100 employee companies and stuff. Do you agree?
Yeah, well, and specifically in our industry, a lot of bad things came out of COVID, of course, but one of the things that happened is our industry, especially the HVAC, any home service trade, really boomed because people were home more, using their equipment more. They had more disposable income through
Yep.
money from the government, whatever. So, like, our industry boomed, and because it was I think private equity took notice of that.
Right.
It's a very stable business. It's not getting replaced by AI.
Yep.
So it was from that COVID boom.
Yep. They're
that-
like, oh, look at all these guys making all this money.
that they flooded the industry. That was really the catalyst, and not that it hadn't been before, but
Sure.
that was really the catalyst
Yeah.
to get the
Maybe veterinary is the same way. People are spending more time at home with their pets. They're like, let's get another pet.
yeah.
A second dog.
Actually, that could be true.
Might be something. Instead of having kids, they're having more puppies and fur
Yep.
babies.
Yeah.
Who wants to try the Crazy Ginger hot sauce?
What's this heat level? What's the Scovilles on that bad boy?
Scovilles? I don't know what the Scovilles are. I would give it about a 8 out of 10. As
an
far
8
as,
out of 10.
But that's like out of like I could still eat a 9. But of like the stuff that you will get on restaurant tables around Fort Collins, this is that one's juicy. This one is that one's juicier
good
still. It's pretty
night.
Shake it off.
Yeah, it's a good thing it's good. There's one out here that's only got a couple drops. The rest are well seasoned. Glenn, do you want to have
I'll
first choice?
take one of the ones that doesn't have
I'm
much
the
on
one
it.
that has no drink now, so I'll just die real quick here.
We'll get you a water. We'll do the tasting notes, and Jesse, go ahead and pass that plate back because I'll have one with you guys too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, good. I like it.
Quite
good.
like that
Is this your
a lot.
own recipe?
It's Paul's recipe at Matador Mexican Grill. Get
Yeah.
your crazy ginger hot sauce at Matador Mexican Grill.
It's quite good.
But it was kind of according to my instructions. I wanted it orange, kind of a ginger color. I wanted a lot of local ingredients, habanero heavy.
It's good.
Oh, that is really tasty, actually.
Well,
It's got an
glad you like it.
afterbite to it.
it creeps for a while. Jesse's enjoying it as well.
Yeah.
Any
I'd
tasting
say-
notes?
I like it. It's all like it's got a little. It's very savory.
Yeah.
It's good.
Sweet and savory. I like it.
Yeah.
Has kind of a Lay's potato chip flavor to it.
Well, I just went and picked them up to the market.
Oh, that's good. I thought it'd be more gingery, but it's,
Yeah,
the
there is a
ginger's
lot of
pretty
ginger in there,
modest.
but it's modest compared to the
Yeah.
the habanero and the kind of peach base.
Yeah, it's good.
I want to now jump in the time machine because this is a multi-generational family business. It's going to be a flyover because I think we've got like 20 minutes, 30 minutes left of our block time here today. But we always do. And so we are wherever you are, Glenn,
Yeah.
at 10 years old. Describe the scene.
Yeah. So, my relationship with my dad was really good, and I always wanted to be around him, and so I would go with him to work. Whenever a chance I get, whenever he'd let me go. So
Even already as a 10, 12-year-old.
yeah. I'd ride along with him on after-hours service calls or summertime job sites, things like that. So I was exposed to the industry very early on, and watched a lot of his, how he, serviced.
Yeah.
Did service calls, fixed no
How he
heat
talked to his
pump.
customers
Yep.
when he was at the dinner table at night at 8 o'clock sometimes.
Yep, he modeled it. But I also witnessed him with a high level of stress and
Yeah. Taking
there-
service calls at 8
yeah.
o'clock at the dinner table
Yep,
some nights.
it's not an easy industry, really. There's a lot of work. These guys working I'm not working the hours that I used to work, thankfully, but these guys are, and so it's a demanding trade. So I actually thought about going somewhere, doing something else.
Okay.
But ultimately, I'll spare you that story
What
for
was
now.
what
but-
was your relationship with like school and sports, or were you like a business nerd already in your teens almost?
Yeah, I
or-
played sports when I was younger, but I was very small, so I didn't do very good outside
Didn't
of
make the
wrestling.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
fair.
because I could match up my own weight size. But
yeah.
yeah, so growing up, I was into. I always knew that I wanted to be. I had an entrepreneur spirit, so I was the kid that was going up and down the street, getting lawns to mow, shoveling sidewalks.
Yeah, delivering newspapers. Maybe.
Didn't deliver newspapers, but yeah, collected cans.
Yeah.
Sold candy bars at school.
Sure.
That kind of thing. So
Dig it.
always had a mind for earning money.
Yeah.
Being in business. So
Yeah.
so it was a natural thing for me to want to own my own business. It was early on. Both my parents had small businesses. So
what was your mom doing?
my mom had a salon.
Okay.
Later on, out of the house, she worked for another salon when I was younger. But for the bulk of my childhood, I remember her working out of the house.
Right.
She
You'd
had
come home from school and she'd have somebody underneath the.
Oh yeah, it's
Hair curler
the
thingy and
salon
whatever.
built onto the side of the house. So she did hair for years, and my dad had a business that he grew to about 15 employees or so. I
Okay.
think, before he ultimately sold it.
Oh, so he sold it before you like had the chance. At
Yeah,
that?
while I was in high school, he sold it.
Oh wow. Okay.
During the 80s when he kind of fell on hard times. There was some events that happened that were very challenging, and he opted to sell rather than
Fight through it.
Yeah, just to grit your teeth through it all. There's some pretty big things that would be a whole nother
We
podcast.
can do 2 more hours another
yeah,
time.
Yeah, but he ultimately sold and got out of it, and then went to work for some other places, and then ultimately I hired him back after I started the business in '96. So
And how many years, like, were you? Did you go to college? Did you work for other companies? Like, when did you? Let me talk about the origin story of Fort Collins.
Well, I'll just touch on the first question you asked. So I did not go to college. I read books. I spent some time in a network marketing company that helped me, I think, with sales a lot, with a sales mindset, and learned a lot of things about organizational structure really through that. But ultimately, I didn't go to college, and I started in business just because I was good at my craft and my trade. And for anybody that's read the book E-Myth, that's like that was me.
Yeah.
I was good at it, and then I figured things out as I went along. Luckily, so.
And what did that? Not to dwell too much, but like how long before you turned it into a real business and started hiring people and stuff like that?
Pretty early on, I hired my first employee. Months in the first year. Hired my father and my best friend John, who's still working with me, within 3 years.
Yeah,
and then just added from there.
Fair enough. Let's jump over to you, Anthony. 10 years old. What's your scene?
The year is 2001. So I had just been welcomed into the family, I guess, at that point, the Frank family. So I've kept my last name. So Glenn, obviously, just my stepdad, and Jesse, my stepbrother, and he and my mom had met and got married recently at that point.
Okay. So you were new in the household, and you were came in as a big brother to you. Mm-hmm. Is there another brother too? Or?
Younger brother Mitch.
Younger brother Mitch, okay.
Yeah. So my mom and Glenn, when they got married, and a few years later, they had our younger brother. So both of our half brothers.
Sure.
He also works in the business, which we haven't spoken about, but not an owner at this point. He's only 22. So
fair.
Yeah.
So you're the new arrival, but you got a little brother to pick on, so that's nice. Although you don't really seem like the pick on kind of type. I don't know.
No, not at all. I only can think of one. I'm sure there were more, but I can really only think of one incident with some sock and boppers at a young age that we really, got after each other. But really, we had
that's those big fist things,
like the blow up where they start to deflate, and then you actually take a fist to
contact.
The face.
Yeah, I've actually experienced that too.
No, but honestly, we got along. I feel like great our whole childhood growing up, and I don't know. I feel like we got along great. So, and we've always had.
And how about school, sports, business? You mentioned early on that you were doing summers at Fort Collins Heating and Air. Early on.
That probably started us tinkering around before we were even legal to work, and then once it became legal,
it's nice. You can't even have them on the payroll. Sorry.
Yeah. Once it became legal age, which was like 14 or 15, we were starting to actually help around there, but before then, I think Glenn's entrepreneurial spirit kind of wore off on us. So I remember the house we lived in when we were around that age. It was a whole new development right next door to us. And so construction workers are just there all the time. So our business for the summers was just got a cooler on a wagon filled with soda, and we would just go sell them, walk down the streets and sell it to all the HVAC guys, the framers.
I'd buy a case of Coke for, at that time, like $4 or something, and sell it for 50 cents a can. Yeah.
And then that morphed into buying our first vending machine that we put at the shop. And so it was always kind of, whether it was natural for us or whether kind of just instilled from Glenn a little bit too of that entrepreneurial spirit. So that definitely was starting at that age.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Totally. I would
Jesse,
agree.
you want to jump into? You can go to 10. You can go to 7 when this guy showed up, or 8 or whatever. Too,
yeah, I might even go all the way back.
If you want to, sure.
I mean, I think. Glenn,
I've asked earliest memories of a few people, and some people are 7, other people are 6 months old or in the womb, or there's a huge range of answers. No, I'm serious. I've had some crazies on here. I don't know.
That must have been a trip experience that they're remembering differently.
Perhaps.
No, but definitely he kind of tried to get us to have that mindset. He tried to help us mow other people's lawns in the
your allowance is low intentionally. You're going to have to go get yourself some more.
That was an allowance. We did get paid to mow our lawn, but you had to work for it.
There wasn't an allowance. It was an earn it number,
sure.
And we don't have that big a lawn, so sorry.
I do remember a funny story that might just dovetail into the me being more work with my hands, but I'll do my best not to butcher it, but Glenn obviously tells the story the best. But he always tells a story about when I was really young and he was all, being a good dad, and he got me the play school tool belt with the hammer, and then he gave it to me, and I was like, I looked at it and I was like, this isn't a real hammer, and I was all pissed.
What the heck am I going to do with this? I could not pull a nail with this.
He gave it back to me. These aren't real tools. He wanted the tools in my tool cabinet.
So,
What kind of screws am I going to undo with this fat? I can't even fit this thing in there.
Couldn't fool him.
Yeah, so
I think some of the best stories you have are doing service calls and like riding along a little bit here and there early on.
Rode along and stuff, and
became the fix-it guy sometimes.
Right.
That's how you started.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I always like to work with my hands, and that's why I just kind of wanted to do what I liked, and it was a natural way for me to do what I liked and carry on the family
really
tradition.
Add value here too. Yeah.
And to be honest, I think I did internalize some of that growing up, like kind of what Glenn said, like looking at how much he worked, the hard times when he went through troubles, and I would say that if it wasn't for Anthony being willing and wanting to join and be partners in this, I don't think I would have wanted to do it, because I see what the toll that it took on Glenn, and I'm like, I'm not doing that by myself. Like, that's crazy.
I think there was it's worth bringing up. There was a phase where, the reason that Glenn was maybe entertaining a sale at some point is because there was a period of time where we were both not interested, and that again, that could be another story for another day. But it was just, it was really cool just over the last few years.
Give me that phase a little bit for you guys. You were doing like auto tech ed or something like that, or whatever. What were you were?
Well, for Jesse, it was just like he said. He's always been in the business, but man, I don't know if I want to own
want
this
that responsibility.
And the responsibility. And then for me, I left so I went to college and then joined the Marine Corps. And after when I was getting out of the Marine Corps,
and that was like 4 years, 8 years.
Yeah, I did just a little over 4-year commitment. So I left active duty in 2019 and reached out to Glenn.
So you didn't hit the heavy stuff really, or did you get heavy action in that space?
Yeah, no, I joined the Marine Corps
just at the right time.
And, wrong time if you look at it. Yeah,
if it would have been the right time for me, because I don't need to get shot at.
Yeah, well, you certainly, don't join the Marine Corps to go hang out at a desk all day. So that part was
less fulfilling than you hoped.
Yeah, a lot of stories that I could have there. I got to do some cool stuff, but it was a lot. I was at a Huey and Cobra Squadron, and it was after the time that we had pulled out all of our helicopter assets for the most part out of Iraq and Afghanistan. So
fair enough.
But I came back and
tell me about that briefly. Like, were you like, hey, Marines isn't nearly as much gun shooting and exciting stuff as I thought. Can I come back and be part of the business? Or did you guys talk? Were you talking
it was supposed to be a temporary thing.
Yeah. So
really?
So I left the Marine Corps. We wanted to move back here. My family's obviously here. My wife's family.
I saw your cover photo on the magazine.
Yeah.
What is that? The Timnath Neighbors upcoming?
Yeah.
I like it.
But my wife grew up here as well, so we knew we wanted to be back here. We started having kids in the Marine Corps and wanted to raise them with family. So I reached out to Glenn and just told him, I was pretty upfront from the beginning. Like, just looking for something temporary while we kind of settle back here in Fort Collins. Do you have anything you need help with? And brought me on to help with the inventory, getting inventory implemented, the inventory tracking.
Right.
And
make some of that setting up teams for success kind of thing better and whatnot.
And to be honest, probably for the first, year and a half, I was kind of looking for what the next thing would be. I got my real estate license. I was applying at OtterBox. I was kind of all over the place with what I wanted to do. I got my MBA thinking that I could use that somewhere. And
smart young men that want to make good careers, good MBAs.
Sure, yeah, and that was
I was
the typical.
Get mine too. Yeah,
that was the typical Marine Corps officer thing to do, is just go get your MBA. And anyway, and then I think probably a couple years in, it finally and that was that phase where I'm saying that I was like, I don't want to buy this business, or I don't want to take on this
it's a heavy yoke to carry, right?
And then a flip just switch in my head, I guess, about 2 years back, and I was like, that was probably through COVID and seeing what private equity saw, right? There's so much potential in this business. I love what we do. I love the people we do it with. We've got an awesome team. We're an essential business, and it just, and I was like, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be. So then, we started having conversations, and I think it took 3-4 years of talking and building up to this point. In January, us buying a portion of the business.
Okay, so this is 7 months in of being partners properly.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool. We had for a season a LoCo Think Tank for a key employee demographic, and you were with Allison Seebeck in her group. Anthony.
That was awesome. Yeah.
I wanted to maybe dip into that and ask, was that experience related or instrumental in your interest or desire to be part of this in the long run? Because it sounds like you maybe weren't all the way in at the beginning of that, and maybe not even by the end of it, but you upskilled anyway.
Yeah, I think by the time I had joined that next level chapter, I was pretty much bought into the business.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that group was awesome. I can't tell you how many lessons and ideas I pulled out of that group of people that are in obviously completely different industries.
Sure.
The amount of things I pulled from Talia, who's the president at Dutch Bros or whatever.
Sure. She's a banger.
It's just super cool to see how they're,
and you'll probably
her
stay
ideas
connected
and
to her for
businesses.
years
Yeah.
after she's running their company, right?
So it's just cool how coffee can apply to our business. If
For
the
sure.
principles.
Yeah, whole different things.
Yeah.
Totally different business model. No estimates required to sell a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
No service calls. None of that stuff. But so many principles the same.
Yeah.
We better wrap this up. The LoCo experience is the final segment. It is preceded by, for the willing, a taste or a sipper of our spirit sponsor, WizCal, in the Seed and Spirit Distillery. So this is a mezcal and whiskey hybrid spirit.
Oof.
It's nice.
Not
I'm
a
gonna pour
mezcal guy.
You're gonna have to try it, Jesse. Don't be a baby. Everybody's trying it. Even Anthony. He's like
This is some pure pressure.
nearly a teetotaler.
A Tito.
Well, that might be
Not quite.
my serving size there.
Yeah, that one's Jesse's. Let me reach it. And we're gonna do tasting notes on this, and then in the effort is gonna be tell a 2-minute story that's the craziest experience of your lifetime that you're willing to have your children hear someday on air.
So bad story.
And it could be I think there's a business story in there, Glenn, about you managing through a season of really hard times. I heard a little bit of critique of your dad for giving up and selling kind of when it got tough.
I want to be clear. I don't
Not really.
critique my dad.
No, he made the right decision for him at the time.
At the time, yeah.
Okay.
Interest rates at the time were through the
crazy.
roof. That was the best way out at the time for
Fair.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
So I would never.
That
throw
wasn't
my
what
dad
you meant to
in.
imply.
No, not
but
at all.
it sounds like my impression is somewhere along the line that you went through some tough
That's
times
what
too.
business is.
Right.
I mean,
As a banker, we knew that maybe once every 5 years a
it's
company would
still
lose
that
money.
way. We're
Right?
dealing
And they
with
gotta figure it
issues
out.
every day.
Yeah.
Solving problems at different new problems all the time. So
Yeah.
that's just what it is.
I wish we had another hour, but we don't.
Yeah.
So tasting
Cheers.
notes, WizCal, to Origin in this future. Glenn?
Wow, that warms you up. That's good to take out on the side of the mountain when you're hunting or something.
It's basically made for that, yeah.
Yeah.
The whiskey definitely cuts the mezcal. It's
What I
better
should
than
do
most.
is have a mezcal old fashioned. A WizCal old fashioned is what I should really offer
Jesse would
my
love
guests.
that.
I think that would be a really nice. You're not sure on the WizCal. You don't like the smoky texture?
I'm not
Or
a mezcal
tequila,
guy.
mezcal, tequila
No.
neither.
No,
I'm sorry. Well, good
but
job
this
tying
is
it
it's
up.
pretty good
It's an interesting
compared to a normal mezcal.
combination for sure.
I think it's yummy.
Yeah, definitely has a smokiness to it.
Anthony,
I don't sip alcohol ever, so that's
Straight-laced.
whatever you gave me, it was going to be a
Vic's 44 style of experience,
So,
kind of.
Tastes like your wife's nail polish remover or something.
yeah. Last time I tasted that, yeah.
Well, thanks.
No, it is good. It is good. So
Thanks, Seed and Spirit Distilling. We don't have a new marketplace for you here. Too much volume on the Whiz-Gal guys.
Give me some
But
straight bourbon.
we love you. Yeah, and we both, Jesse and myself
Yeah.
and Glenn all enjoyed the high rye bourbon from Seed and Spirit as well.
That was really good.
Yes.
I will put my name behind that.
Okay, good. All right, who wants to go first? Quick, crazy experience story. Could be
Business
a near
or-
death. No,
Oh.
generally not. Generally something
Not
like, some
business.
kind of a crazy story. If you're a Marine, you should have at least one crazy Marine story, I suppose. Or maybe it's a crazy business story. Maybe it's a
I'll go first.
Sure.
So on the topic
Whiskey
of
related?
having whiskey. So,
okay. I like the way this is starting.
I was in my, I think, early 20s, and we were all partying down in Denver, and we were doing these shots. I think they were called Flaming Hookers or something. I don't even know what the heck was in them, but
It must have been strong.
it was strong. Bacardi
Oh.
151.
Oh,
probably,
sure.
or something like that. Anyway, you light it on fire and you take a shot. Really stupid stuff. when
Right.
you're a kid,
Because
right?
you might just
Yeah.
burn your face off.
I almost did. I pretty much did. Yeah. So
Really?
it caught on fire. Yeah. Luckily,
You like dumped it on your face.
my
as you're
bet.
trying to...
Yeah. Dumped on my face. I'm on fire.
right?
My buddy John, who works with me still, and we've
Yeah,
been best friends.
your best
for,
friend
yeah,
from your employee number 4 or something.
yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be
No shit.
sitting here this way. Yeah, yeah. But he tackled me. We were in a hotel room. He tackled me, basically put me out.
Suffocated you?
Yeah, with a pillow. Yeah, I was
Right.
thrashing around.
Oh, dang.
It was crazy.
Oh dang! So you're
Young
like
and dumb.
You're like
Dumb
okay,
stuff.
cheers, and then you're like and
Literally,
he like
yeah.
tackled you and smothered the
Yeah,
flames, and then you
yeah.
didn't get burned very bad. Some
I mean, you were not easy to corral, is what I heard here, right?
No, well, yeah. I mean, dude, 6'2", a couple hundred pounds, like thrashing around and yelling, and
interesting.
yeah.
By the way, we've never bonded over. I was Kurt the Squirt, and I was 4'11" until after my 10th grade year. Like at the end of my 10th grade year, I was still only 4'11".
That's interesting. Yeah, I was kind of a late bloomer too. But I was tall and skinny.
Okay.
I think I graduated from high school probably weighing under 130 pounds.
Yeah, I was at college.
6'2", though.
College arrival, I was 6'2", 132. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. So didn't make the football team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony,
Oh man, I sound a lot. Probably this is the only thing that came to my mind was just the in the Marine Corps. Lots of crazy stories, I guess. From the Marine Corps. But one of the cooler ones was. So I oversaw the maintenance program for our Huey and Cobra department.
Okay.
And
Cool.
getting to usually, unless you are a qualified pilot, you can't front seat a Cobra. So the Cobra is the one where you have the pilots front and back of each other.
Yep.
And we
Like
were,
on the top of it, almost underneath the thingies.
Yep.
Those are cool.
and I got the opportunity to go. We were testing an aircraft that had been had some pretty major repairs, and one of the pilots was like, "Hey, you want to come front seat?" And I was like, "Yep." And kind of one of those things where not really supposed to do it, and had our commanding officer found out, might have gotten into some trouble. But
Yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, I'm
Statute of limitations
like-
is over now.
Yeah,
So.
well, and he was like, he was leaving the squadron. I think a few
And
weeks
that's
later.
because
and-
you weren't qualified to be a backup pilot in case the pilot had
Yeah.
an aneurysm or something like
Yeah.
that or whatever.
Yep. And so I got the opportunity to go front seated, and
Cool.
and he let me do the controls, which not easy. But yeah, it was a cool opportunity that
Oh, very
most
cool.
don't get the chance to do.
I don't think most people can even really imagine a helicopter ride, barely. Like, I don't think 1% of people have had a helicopter ride in the country, really. And
Yeah.
like to think about like a performance helicopter, right? Like, this is a race helicopter in comparison.
Yeah, and then I got to ride a few times in the kind of the door gunner position on a Huey, going from 29 Palms out to Miramar, California, and
Cool.
pretty cool experiences. So,
Yeah. Any temptation to use the guns, or they're probably not loaded when
not
they're
armed
flying?
when we're traveling
During
like
transport.
that. But,
That's a safety issue.
yeah.
All right, Jesse.
It's tough to follow that, right? No. I guess my head
I'm thinking
was
a rave party is going to be your story or something.
How do you know? I love
I've
going
got
to
a couple of
raves.
rave party stories in my background.
I do enjoy the beat boot bops, as we might call them. Yes, going to shows. That's funny. No, I mean none of all that's pretty tame. Honestly, I don't do anything that ridiculous. But I don't know. We were just talking about growing up, and I guess maybe the one story that initially came to mind that hasn't been replaced by a yet better story yet, and in my mind is just that one time we went camping, and there we had like a bear experience where we were in the tent sleeping, and I don't know, it's just you hear the like sniffles. I mean, it was pretty close, right?
Clearly a big creature out there.
Yeah, there was like creaking and cracking or something, and I think we were able to spot it with at least 20 or 30 feet in between us, and noticed that it was like a mom and cubs, and we're like, oh, that's
how old were you?
Probably the thing you don't want to mess with. With a bear.
Were you like a teenager at this time?
No, I don't know.
It was probably that 10, 8, 10.
Very young.
Not too far after we
early stage.
Linked up.
Yeah.
And I just remember we were like, well, the truck is metal and this is canvas, so let's go sleep in the truck. So sleep in the truck, and then just remember waking up learning a lot about like camping etiquette, and like that's why there's like bear bags, and you like store your food properly and stuff, because the bear was like tearing through the tent and getting stuff in there, and then it was, of course, we were in the truck trying to sleep, and it's like
lifting so you actually did transfer.
Yeah, it's like lifting up our cooler. The bear was interested
in your stuff.
Oh yeah. We had all kinds of good stuff for it there. Yeah. So
been there. It's funny that like even up at Red Feather Lakes and stuff, and when we go up there quite a bit, my wife and I and some friends, it's kind of like you better be bear aware.
Yeah.
But not really. Like you could probably just leave your cooler there in the middle of the campsite all weekend long, and there's not really gonna be a bear, but sometimes there is, as it turns out.
Yeah. Totally.
Other places like Yellowstone, or places where there's scary eat-you bears, I'm a little more serious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This year, I live up in the foothills a little bit, and this year, I think when it's more of a drought year,
sure,
you
they come down lower sooner.
Yeah,
they're pretty desperate.
They're more stressed. So we've seen a lot of them this year.
I wonder what. I'd like to know what people can do about that. Like, is there something that you can do to take their stress off, or does that just make them dependent potentially?
They
figure it out.
Adjust. Yeah,
they get skinny for a while, and then next year will be better.
They might have to increase the tags that they give away,
or decrease.
Decrease it. Yeah.
Control the population at some point, but
One final question.
Yeah.
Who had fun today?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yes, that's great.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I had fun too.
Yeah,
That's
thank
awesome.
you. We've been talking about it for how long?
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
I assume there's like a origin PHAE face.com in your face. You should actually, Anthony, Jesse, I want you to see if the inyourface.com website is available. We can start that for a
with
future
that
marketing
exact
campaign.
spelling.
PHACE. Plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical.
Face.
There you go.
Yeah, that could be. Actually, it could be like a little icon, like a, what do they call those things? Avatar.
Yeah.
Could be your new, like with that shield. It could be like a little Tasmanian devil type character with carrying that shield, a little bit like Captain America in your face. I don't know. Thanks everybody for listening. Sorry we ended on such a Kurt being weird note. Hi, this is Kurt Baer, host of the LoCo Experience podcast and founder of LoCo Think Tank. Every week I explore intimate conversations with business founders and leaders, and so I hope you'll join us this week and every week for the new episode of the LoCo Experience.